guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Keeping with the theme of the cruise, we went on the most extraordinary journey around the Amalfi coast. I've been so excited to tell you all about this. We were on the ship the night before we got into the Naples port, and you get a little brochure, like a little sheet of paper, and it kind of tells you a couple of the excursions you can do or things to see. And I didn't know that we were so close to the Amalfi coast, but I'd seen in this brochure that there was a couple of trips, like coach trips, that you could do around the coast, and I honestly got so excited. As I've said in my last couple of vlogs, the excursions on the cruise are ridiculously expensive, so we just thought we'd be spontaneous and just see if there was a private tour that we could do that was kind of not too expensive. So we haggled with a few people and managed to get a relatively good deal. I think €350 wasn't too bad. Maybe in hindsight it was a little bit expensive, but for the experience that we had, it was honestly worth every single penny. The guy told us he was going to take us around the Amalfi coast, he was going to take us to Sorrento and Positano. We were driving along the coastline and there were some incredible views, like outstanding. We stopped off at a volcano and it had such a lovely backdrop, and you could see like the volcano fizzling at the top. Never seen a volcano before, so that was very, very impressive. And then we carried along the coastline, beautiful scenery. I was constantly taking photos and videos. We got back on the ship later on and I think I'd taken over 2,000 photos, which is just absolutely horrendous. So coming to edit them was a bit of a bind, but worth every single second. And then we moved on to the Amalfi coast itself. The famous view you see on the postcards and on loads of videos and photos. I was stood there and I honestly thought I was in a dream. I was waiting for Will to pinch me and be like, we're at home, but that just didn't happen. It was honestly outstanding. No words can describe how I felt at that point. There's a little shop at the top and they're very rustic, and it was just super, super cute. And then we went inside and they have a thing about lemons, and there was this really kind of beautiful dress that they had. Oh, it was just insane. But then we did end up buying some very traditional chocolate kind of things. They looked a little bit like mini Easter eggs, but then when you bit into them, there was two flavours. There was lemon flavour and there was orange flavour. They were off the chart incredible. I think we must have been an hour to an hour and a half, because we were so obsessed with taking so many pictures and just enjoying the view. Then we drove more along the coastline to Sorrento. I have always wanted to go to Sorrento. It's been on my bucket list for ages, and I never thought at the age of 23 I'd get the opportunity. I thought it'd be more when I was in my 40s, when we'd kind of got more money behind us and when we were settled. So it was really honestly a dream to be here. So we got there, he dropped us off. We had a couple of hours there, which I didn't think was very long, and I was a little bit upset that we had to kind of rush around. The next time we go, I would definitely stay there for a weekend, maybe 4 or 5 days there, because there was plenty to do. There was so many cafes and restaurants, wall-to-wall shops. It was so busy and hustly bustly, but it was a nice busy and hustly bustly feeling, because every shop you went into, they were so lovely and welcoming. And then you went down another street and there was famous monuments. It just gave me really, really nice vibes. And then we finished our trip off with a really nice cold drink. By this point it was 43 degrees and we were absolutely stifling, so it was just nice to kind of sit down and take it all in, really. And then our final place that we went to was Positano. It was just a lovely place to kind of explore and just go around the different streets, and they're really narrow streets, there's lots to kind of see and do. And then we went to a really nice area and there was a stunning view, absolutely outstanding. Probably another really, really picture moment view. And we went there and just stood there for 20-25 minutes, and as you looked down, there was a beach area. There was the sea and then there was the beach, and it was almost like you were sunbathing on water in a sense. But honestly, if we went there again, which we definitely will be doing, I'll probably try those. You could just jump in the sea from the sunbed. It was so cool. So I'd definitely be going back there. The places that we went were honestly a pinch me moment. It was almost as if I was in a dream, because the scenery, the serenity, and just the peacefulness, just everything being so picturesque. Absolutely hands down one of the best experiences experience of my life so far. We'll definitely be back if we can afford it again. And on that note, I will bring this video to an end. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!